after work. But I put a clip out there today, a short, about the January 6th, and it's been bugging me, so we'll see if we can get somebody in here, and then we can talk about it. So if you guys join in here, go ahead and please check in. Let's have a little talk about this. Even though I haven't made that video yet, I'm still reviewing a lot of footage. I've been spending a couple hours so far. So yeah, this is, I would share with you guys also some what is the word I'm looking for? Some clips, some reportings that I have read, and yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit. Omar, how are you? Welcome, my friend. Edward, Cool Cat, welcome. I was just saying that I was not going to do a live today. I was going to wait till tomorrow, but I put a short out there. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it yet, but it's about the January 6th and how I feel that it was a big setup. So I wanted to talk about it. I'm one of those guys that I am so impatient. My ADD, HD doesn't allow me to relax on information. I have to get it out there. So yes, no hat today. I forgot my hat. I mean, I have it here somewhere, but no hat today. So people can make fun of my lack of hair or thereof hair wanting to have. That didn't make sense. So how you guys been? Hots are hot. Go hotless. ADHD, it's the devil, says Omar. It can be a pain, but if you don't like being controlled, you can control it. Okay? That's just my advice. You don't let it control you. I don't smoke and I don't drink. I have before, but I don't do it because I don't like to be controlled. So if you guys remember a while back, somebody was arguing with me that I was promoting that it was okay for everybody to drink. Well, it's not a sin to drink. It is a sin to get drunk, and that is a big difference. Kyrie, not a fan of what ICE is doing. I understand, and I am with you. I don't like to see it, but it needs to happen. It has our borders have been violated, has been raped, and man, it's the person trying to clean up the mess. It's always going to look like the bad person. So I'm telling you that, okay? That we don't want to see it, but it has to happen. I'm sorry about that. But today we're going to be talking about January 6th. They have released thousands of hours of footage, which the jury, January 6th committee, said it was too many hours to go through all of them, as if it's not important to look out to see what the American people are going through if they are indeed guilty, and they pick the clips that benefited them the most, and I'm against that. So I want fairness, I want justice. I do not condone at all what happened on January 6th. I think the riot was actually became a riot. I think it's sickening. I don't support it. I denounce it completely. And I believe that any American patriot will also do the same thing. But the reality of the things is that I believe that, sorry about that, I'm testing the sound. I believe that January 6th was a setup, 100%. Let's see, Victor, you have an accent. Not Mexican, but I am Hispanic. I'm Honduran. Frank Zappa, hi from Canada. Welcome, eh? I don't know if that's how you guys talk, but yeah. Anyways, we're going to talk about January 6th, and I find a couple of interesting things that I'm watching on these videos, and I want to get you guys' input on this. That's the only reason why I'm going live. Now let's get it off the top right now. Well, here, let me go ahead and say hello because some people are coming in right now. So we'll wait until we get at least 100, and then we'll continue. Okay. But hopefully today we get a lot of haters that actually want to get involved into some conversation. This is your chance for you to comment. And well, as I said, today is about January 6th, and I need to get all the input that I can from all of you guys today. So let's see what we can come up with. Let's see. Unc, you're more American than some Americans in this chat. 100%, 100%, super. But I tell you what, I can never be more American than those who actually have served our country. You know, on a side note, while we wait for more people to come in here, I was so proud, and at the same time, I don't know what the feeling is, but I was watching our air no, what's it called? Our air troops from the 11th, I think is the name of the group. What is it? What do they call that? The Air Force 11. That's like their team that was being deployed to Venezuela. Man, they all looked like they were 18, 19, 20, maybe 21 years old. And I was so proud of them. And at the same time, very kind of, concerned, a little sad, but because they're going to see a lot of stuff that, not everybody gets to see, and that can be very gruesome. But those are actual patriots, real patriots, the ones that go and die for our country, or that they risk their lives for us. So let's see, more fire. When is it? When it's getting deported? Not getting deported? Welcome to all the betas. We are not going to be blocking any comments. You guys, yeah, the paratroopers, but there is a name for the team. I think it was like Air. I don't want to say it's Air Force 11, but it was I saw it on the patch. It was an 11, maybe 11 Brigade or something. Yeah, something like that. But the point is that they're American soldiers, and they go on into this war against drugs and a tyrant, a dictator from Venezuela. And man, I don't know. I get a little bit nostalgic, with certain things that I feel that are not easy to do, but the sacrifices that they make for us, it's crazy. But this channel today, this chat, I was not gonna have a live today, just so you guys know. I've been watching hours of the footage from January 6th, and I have a lot of suspicions, maybe theories. I know people like to make theories, but I like to find the truth. It's not a theory. I like to find the truth. And so I don't know what to call it. I guess we just call it a theory, but I don't like theories. With that being said, we're going to make a theory right now. January 6th was a setup, and I really believe that it was a setup. Let me see. Where is Trinity? Trinity's not here yet. Wolfie says 80 flotillas is coming to Gaza. Trump for Nobel Peace Prize. Revolution, nice try. Watch the videos. Now, wait a minute. I don't even have my Make America Great hat, and you guys think I'm a Trump supporter? How do you guys know this? How do you know I support Trump? You coming in here insulting President Trump like I'm his supporter. I don't have anything that says that I'm a Trump supporter today, and yet, that's fishy. You guys come in here making all these comments. That's very weird. Tunar, yes, words will be offbeat, especially when I say them. Let's see. All right, we got 120 people. I think we can start talking truth. Let me make sure that we are here live on this one. Yep. Okay, good. Stop the genocide. There is no genocide. If they want a genocide, yeah. So American, huh? American makes you feel like Trump, that I'm a Trumpster because I support America. I like that. Let's see. Message retracted. I'll give you a chance to ask me a question. Ask me a question, and then we'll jump into our actual subject today. Wolfie, it is the opposite of that, my friend. And I'm going to say, I'm going to tell you something. Watching these videos from January 6th, I encourage you guys to go look them up. A lot of files, a lot of video footage has been released. And I encourage every single one of you guys to go watch these videos if you really want to get the truth of what's happening out there. And if not, then just wait for me to tell you. And then you can criticize me and hate me for putting information out there that you yourself cannot go and get yourself. Let's see. How do you feel about white Canadian illegal immigrants? The same way as I feel about any illegal immigrant. They got to go back to the country. They got to go back to Canada. As a matter of fact, there is an American family that is in Canada that they are being deported because they overstayed their permission. You know what? Deport them from Canada. Send them back to the U.S. They should not be there. They should know better. Let's see. Jubilee says, why were Capitol Police given tours on January 6th? Oh, look out for my video. I am going to premiere it. Once I get it done, I'm going to premiere it, and I'm going to be chatting with you guys, but we're just going to watch the video, okay? I'm going to put some photos in there that I have been clipping from these videos that I find it very interesting, and you guys can give me your input when that video comes out. Now, I'm still working my full-time job, so it's going to take me a while, but we'll see. We'll get it out there sometime this week, after Wednesday probably. Let's see. Yeah, I agree with you. I've seen police officers, waving people into the Capitol building. And I find it very interesting that there is a lot of bloggers or YouTubers or whatever you want to call these people, influencers, that their videos are not there anymore. If you try to look for videos from January 6th, they're not the original ones that they were putting out. And if you guys remember that they were blocking a lot of speech coming from anybody that didn't agree with the government in the 20 to 24. Let's see, you can even vote. Yes, I can vote. American Pablo says, I love this country. I'm free. I get paid as long as I work hard. Yes, sir. I support Trump more than ever. I agree. And, they're trying to make him look like a villain right now. But he's the only one really fighting for this country. There's a lot of things to come, man. A lot of things to come. Yes, God bless Trump and God protect Trump. We need him to stay on strong, and we need the administration to continue doing what they're doing. Pablo says, hard pass is a commie. Is there a hard pass in here? I see you, clown. Oh, he probably is. He's probably one of those Mandani supporters. Dougman says, I am delusional. Okay. Yeah, Omar, you're making a good point. There's, I talked about these pardons that they gave all these January 6th committee people and the officers and all the police things and all this other stuff. So, all right. So now that I have said the hellos, I want to say, guys, thank you so much for your likes, your subscribes. Thank you, Sahaba. I was not gonna do a live, but I have ADHD and I gotta have that interaction. So here we go. I want to start off with MSN has put out a statement. What do you call these clips? News clips. It says that FBI Director Kash Patel has issued a correction to a post earlier today on Truth Social from President Donald Trump, in which he claimed that FBI, pay attention to this, he claimed that FBI agents were in the crowd prior to and during the January 6th Capitol riot in 2021, which I agree. And I have seen these videos back in 2021. I cannot seem to find them anymore, but I know that what I saw. And so there was a lot of some Trump supporters that chased these FBI agents down and asked them, what were you doing in the crowd? Why were you inciting violence? And they were questioning them, and they had them on camera. Interestingly enough, they didn't use those kind of footage on the January 6th committee when they were trying to prosecute these rioters. So they never really went down to the bottom of the truth. But anyway, he says, claiming they acted as agitators and insurrections and not as law enforcement officials, with the president calling for the agents to be exposed for their role on January 6th. The account wrote. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Asking for the FBI to come out and be accountable for what they were doing there, there's nothing wrong with asking for that. Let's say Patel has now said in a statement to Fox News that President Trump is incorrect, stating that 274 FBI agents were not in the crowd prior to the start of the riot and only entered to carry out crowd control once the violence began and demonstrators attempted to force their way into the Capitol building. Now, I don't recollect if the FBI is the one in charge of crowd control. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong, okay? But I want to read something else. And this is just something that I found through AI. And it says, check this out. Let me try to find it. January 6. Okay, great. Here we go. FBI agent says the OIG report, as classified by FBI Director Kash Patel in September 2025, confirmed that 274 FBI agents were sent to the Capitol on January 6. However, they were deployed for crowd control after the riot had already begun and were not undercover or embedded in the crowd from the start. The move reportedly went against FBI protocols. Now, I like that. The move reportedly went against FBI protocols. Okay, let's continue. Now it says that there were paid informants, confidential human resources. It says the report found that 26 paid FBI informants were in Washington, D.C. that day. 3 of these sources were tasked by the FBI to report on specific domestic terrorism subjects attending the events. Hi, Trinity. Nice of you to join us. The remaining 23 informants attended on their own initiative. So what I'm saying is this. I'm not saying that the FBI went and did this on their own, which after what we see Comey doing and all the stuff that they're trying to do on President Donald Trump during the 2016 election, we can see that these guys are not to be trusted. Now, with that being said, let's say that we're going to excuse the FBI from doing that. We are not going to completely excuse the FBI agents because there was 26, it says, paid FBI informants were in Washington, D.C. that day. And some of them got caught by some influencers. And as a matter of fact, they were chased down. And they were asked what they were doing in there. And they didn't want to give information out. I wish that those videos will come out in the open again. Those people that recorded this, the FBI agents being in the crowd, if they are alive, I hope that they republish those videos again because I have a feeling that the whole January 6th was a setup from the beginning. Now, I have captured a lot of images from video, and I even have one of them. And just look out for the next video that I'm going to make. It's not going to be live, but we're gonna premiere it, and I'm going to be chatting with you. Okay, I will be in the chat. I circled these, one of the, it looks like, I don't know if it's an Antifa or if it is actually a police agent in there, but this person is a female, it looks like, by the features of her chin, and she has like a helmet with the visor and then the whole armor and all that stuff on. And I will be sharing those pictures with you guys. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put these pictures. I think I can put them on a post. I'm not sure, but either that or I'll make like a small photo, compilation, and then I'll go ahead and share it with the members only, and then we can talk about that more. Now, what I find interesting is that it says 3 of these sources were tasked by the FBI to report on specific domestic terrorist subjects attending the events, and the remaining 23 informants attended on their own initiative. Now, how interesting that they say that those 23 individuals went on their own initiative. Isn't it just like the FBI and the CIA to put their agents to be burnt? They always do that. CIA has always been lying to us, so we can't trust them. Right? But now we have these agents, FBI agents, that were in there. that they literally give us no account for these agents. 26 and 23 of those were on their own initiative. They need to give us an account for why they were there, and they need to be investigated. This whole digital pen pardon that they got, that's not going to fly. And I hope that President Donald Trump rejects that pardon. I don't know if he's able to do that. But whatever department it is that can do that needs to reject those pardons, and all these people need to be investigated. If Kash Patel is going to open his mouth and say that the 274 FBI agents that were there were not there in the crowd, then I want to know what these 26 paid informants were doing in the crowd pretending to be FBI agents undercover. So that is the question. You come out there with some combat boots. You come in there with your with your military clothing, and then you hide that you're an FBI agent, but yet you were ready to have an FBI shirt to take off and then go back to DC. What was the whole reason for that? Were they waiting for the FBI to show up into the crowd and then just mingle with them and say, yes, we're FBI with you, or we're here to protect the people? You know, there are so many things that they can do with this to lie to us, but we're not going to let them. We're going to be looking into this just as they are looking into this stuff. I am really kind of disappointed on Kash Patel right now. I'm going to tell you something. I've been giving him credit. I've been giving him credit for doing a good job with Pam Bundy and all these ICE agents. And I'm going to say that DHS and these ICE agents with the police and the National Guard doing a great job cracking after criminals and all these other stuff. I think that the FBI is taking a little bit way too much credit for what these other officers and federal agents are actually doing. I don't think that what President Trump said on Truth Social about the FBI agents that were in the crowd, he wants to know what the hell they were doing in there. And just to say that they were there for crowd control does not explain what the other 26 were doing there before that took place. So, and number one, I feel that Antifa was a big part of this. I believe they were in there infiltrated, dressed as Trump supporters. I heard in the crowd, and I don't know if you guys already saw my short, but I was listening to this video, and the guys in the crowd were chanting fascist, Nazis. And they even have one of the signs that said, what was the guy's name that I told you about? Mengele, right? He was a Nazi. I believe he was like a guy that was doing experiments or was experimenting on the Jews from the Holocaust or something like that. And so these are the same signs that the leftist criminals or this Antifa or these agitators is what they do, is what they use. We don't use that. We don't use those tactics. And so for them to be chanting the same things that they chant today on these little riots tells me exactly that was Antifa. They come in there with the whole headgear, with the goggles, the mask. You will see a lot of the protesters. Of course, they have the mask, from the USA and all this other stuff. But you will see that there is a few of them in there. There's actually an elder guy in there. He's probably in his 50s, right? Just a little bit older than me. And he's over there with a actual bulletproof vest. Like, who the hell wears a bulletproof vest to go protest peacefully, right? And they have. I took a picture. Let me take a look at the photos that I saved up in here because I find it very, very interesting. Let me look it up real quick. Give me a second. All right, let's see. All right, these are my Trump photos. I got a folder just for this stuff. Give sec. All right, here we go. Let's see. I took a picture, or I captured a picture of this one guy. He actually had some weapons on his back. And then it said on the back of his hat, it said Department of Defense. I find that very interesting. Now it could be just anybody just wearing anything. I get it. But I found it very interesting that he was in there agitating the people, and he to me is a suspect. I better still have this in here. I took all these photos in here. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so he has a couple of sticks, metal sticks, by the way, and he's wearing a Department of Defense. Could be just a regular hat, like I said. Anybody can get those. And then I'm looking at in the crowd, and there was some agents with their with the black mask. They had the whole, military type of gear on, and they are escorting. I don't know if you guys have heard of. Let me see. There's a guy called Ali Alexander. It says that he is a prominent organizer of the Stop the Steal rallies, including the January 6th event. Alexander has been subpoenaed by a House panel investigating the Capitol attack. And then there was another man also that was subpoenaed, and it was a conspiracy theorist, Alex Jones, has also been subpoenaed and has sued to block the January 6th committee's demand. Interesting. Well, these people were being escorted out of the building, and I took a picture of this lady. I didn't get to the photo or the part where they shoot Abbott, but I think this is her, and I will show you. I'll share these photos with all of the members on here. But then I look inside, and I took some photos from inside the building. And there is people in all black gear. Some of them have like military helmets. They have the whole, gas mask on inside the building. And you see a lot of the Trump supporters around. They just look like regular people, hat backwards, waving the American flag, etc. Yes, Ashley. They look totally different than these people that are inciting the violence inside the building. I'm telling you, this whole January 6th, it stinks like a really bad setup. And what bothers me the most about it is that these people don't care about you or me. They don't care about Americans. I listened to the president of Poland. I think he's a president, right? Not a prime minister. I think he's a president. The president of Poland. And he was talking about, how Poland doesn't put up with BS from illegal immigration. They actually shoot anybody that comes across that border illegally. Now, somebody judged me for making that comment before, and here he is. Somebody actually does that. And what I find very interesting is that they're going around asking questions to reporters are going out there and be like, well, so what do you think about illegal immigration in Poland? And they're like, well, I think that people can migrate here as long as they come here legally, it's okay. But if they come here illegally, there's a problem, and they ask the question, well, do you agree that they should be shot? Well, every government has the right to defend their borders. And they understand that this is a law that should be protected. And they understand as well that those who seek asylum need to seek asylum to the next country to them. But instead, they try to go to a place where they can go and destroy. Because let's face it, if you look at my chat in here, whenever I talk about illegal immigration, there is a flood of people insulting me, calling me a traitor, etc. And you know what? That is the kind of people that is coming across the border illegally. And I find out that other countries are a lot more stricter. And when the people are asked, so are you going to go to this country? Oh, no, because I was going to go to that country. But, like right now, here, I'm going to give you the biggest example that I just found out. And this has been going on for over a week by now. You guys heard me talk about the 11,000 Americans that went to Mexico, yes? Okay, so now there is over 3,000 Caribbean, over 3,000 illegal immigrants coming from Venezuela and South America to Mexico. Mexico has deployed about 10,000 troops to the southern border of Mexico and Guatemala and Belize. And they are stopping people from coming into Mexico. And people say this, listen to this, and I find it very, very interesting. And this is why we need to support our ICE agents, and we need to support President Donald Trump and whoever the next president is gonna be to protect our border. They asked the people, so are you going to the United States? They said, no, we're not going to the United States because for what? They're doing raids. Everybody's getting deported. So we don't want to go there. We want to stay in Mexico because in Mexico, there is companies that give work to people that are undocumented and they can work there legally, even though they're undocumented. And so now President Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, is saying, karma is a bitch. I know a lot of you know this, but the Mexican president is now saying that everybody that wants to come to Mexico, they need to have a visa with a permission to enter Mexico. How about that? They are denying the entry to Mexico. They are deporting people left and right. And what were they doing to us? They were calling us racist. They were calling us haters. They were calling us all kinds of names. And you know what I find interesting about this January 6th that I'm talking about? That the same words that these people use to offend me, well, they don't offend me. You guys know me already. I love everybody. But the same words that these people use to hate on us are the same words that they used on January 6th. And that's what I'm telling you. January 6th, I'm not gonna make an excuse for a lot of stupid Americans that gave into this trap. But I'm also not gonna blame them because I heard the Trump supporters telling the police, that's not us. We love you guys. We care for you. And they're grabbing metal weapons and throwing them at their feet, right? And the police is grabbing them, bringing them in. And then somebody else has another bag with weapons. And that's the same guy that has the Department of Defense on his hat. Like he's supposed to be some sort of American. We don't go and beat up the police. We respect authority. These guys don't. We do. And I will say, any American, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, if you go up there and assault the police, you are not a patriot. And you should be punished. But a lot of innocent people were inside that building on January 6th. They were just there taking photos with the statues. They were cheering because they were able to go in there. They were chanting, whose house is this? Our house. Whose house is this? Our house, you know. And they were over there hugging people and, you know, cheering on each other. And then you had that one group of people that came in with the black helmet and the goggles and the mask and the gas mask inside and telling people, oh, we need to go into that building, into that room in waves so that they can't stop us. I'm telling you, 100% setup. And very unfortunate to know that, you know, when you're doing a trial for January 6th, the January 6th committee was a joke, let's be honest. They all need to be investigated. These pardons have to be rebuked, and they have to be held accountable for all the actions that they had. How are you going to tell the people that 5,000 hours of footage is too much work? It's going to take too long. Too long for what? To give due process? Before you start arresting people, you got to have warrants for the arrest. Just like we do with illegal immigrants. If they're committing a crime, they go and get a warrant for their arrest. Once they get the warrant for their arrest, they go after them. And then a lot of people, they don't know what the hell is going on. They just see somebody comes in on an unmarked car and they start arresting illegal immigrants. And they're just like, oh my God, the guy he's just working. You know, he's not doing anything, and everybody's just losing their minds. And, oh, you guys should be ashamed of yourself. You guys are haters. Oh, traitors of this country. Like, how are they traitors? They are working to protect this country. Don't listen to ignorant people like that on the street. Listen, they came out, showed a badge, and they said, we're federal agents, and we are here to get this guy. What did he do? It's none of your business. It's a privacy matter. It's none of your business. What's your name? It's none of your business. It's none of your business. They're asking the illegal immigrant or the person being arrested, hey, what's your full name? Say your full name, where you're from. It is none of your business. They talk about how they want to keep privacy, and yet they're out there trying to get these people to say their full names, where they're from. And I mean, what the hell do you think you're doing? They already had their due process. If they have a warrant to arrest somebody, they're going to come for that person. It never fails. You know what? I hate to see people getting deported so much that what I recommend that they do is self-deport. Self-deport now. You do that, you get a plane ticket back to your country, you get $1,000 once you land there. Get you on your feet, get something started. If you make the excuse that you have been here since you were a child and now you don't know what you're going to do if you go back to your parents' country or where you came from, blame your parents, not the USA. You don't blame the government, you blame your parents for making that stupid ass decision. I don't care what they say. Listen, if you are not allowed to come here, poverty is not a reason for you to break the law and come into this country. This is why a lot of black people and a lot of Hispanics and white people are getting in trouble because they are committing crimes, especially in California, with the excuse of, oh, I need this to support my family. This is what the stupid Democrat politicians have been telling the people in California. As long as you need it because you're in hardship, hey, anything under $1,000, you're not going to go to jail for. What kind of stupid law is that? I don't understand that. So there you go. If people want to hate me for that, it is what it is. I see a lot of people in Mexico right now. They are so against illegal immigration. And yet it seems like a lot of people here in the States are so for illegal immigration. Oh, that says the Mexicans. The Mexicans here, they say, oh, I love President Sheinbaum. Oh, she's the best in Mexico. Liars. You don't even know who she is. You abandoned your country. How are you going to praise the government in your country when you left it? You deserted it. You guys called me a traitor of my country. Guess what? I asked for permission to come here. I've never said that my government is the best. I always say how blessed I am to be in the United States of America and to have become an American citizen. I have never claimed that Honduras is better than the United States of America. Do you see a Honduras flag back there? No, you don't. You see the American flag with the symbol of the freedom, which is the bald eagle. I'm going to tell you something. You confused our patience for weakness. You see the eagle back here. He's a bird of prey. And there is just one bird out there that likes to pick on it. They're not courageous. They're not smart. They're just stupid. They are ignorant. They don't know what they're asking for. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm not saying hi to you guys. I see new people coming in here. God bless you. My love to you. Just know that. Trinity, please welcome people as they come in for me. I really appreciate that. But what does the eagle do? The eagle can tear him apart, but the eagle doesn't want to waste time. You know how I see the eagle? I see the eagle like President Donald J. Trump. Let me tell you why. You see, the eagle does not want to waste its energy destroying some useless crows. I will compare this to what President Donald Trump said about war. I believe war is a waste of human life and a wasted chance to make trade and bring prosperity amongst the people. The eagle knows that it doesn't want to fight the crows. Now, even though it can destroy them. So what does the eagle do? It flies to a height where he cannot be touched. The crows cannot breathe up there. Only the eagles have the strength to do that. And I see President Donald Trump just rising above these crazy Democrat politicians that are in office right now. Now, there is some that are actually stepping up for the American people, but unfortunately, they are still supporting the fake Democratic Party. And I hope that one day they will actually see the truth. All right, Nursel, we can block Nursel. No spamming. It is very easy. You can say whatever you want. Don't spam. It is very disrespectful that you don't respect other people's freedom of speech. Don't be a jerk. Allow other people's comments to show up as well. Now, if you're a teenager, 13-year-old, for example, this is adulthood life. So if you're not an adult, get off my channel and go watch some cartoons or play some Roblox, okay? But if you're going to come in here, you're going to come in here and be respectful. Hey, Sammy says, why do you have the Hitler mustache? I don't think he knows who Hitler is. Can somebody tell him what Hitler's mustache actually looked like? Don't be an idiot. If you don't know history, if you don't know what you're talking about, I'm going to ignore your next comment, all right? Alpha and Omega says, amen, brother. Did you say freedom of speech? Yes. Freedom of speech comes with great responsibility. And what I will expect you is, use your freedom of speech wisely, respectfully. Because you see, if we are on the street and we're talking and we're arguing, you know, you can use any type of language. Believe me, you can use any type of, you can say, oh, F this and F that and blah, blah, blah. You can say whatever. I am with you. But the moment that you get closer to me, invading my space, and all of a sudden you're talking is spitting on my face, I might just have to slap you. So you come down to your senses. So yes, of course you have freedom of speech, but your freedom of speech comes with consequences. It also comes with reward. So depending on how you're using your freedom of speech, that's how it's going to go. All right. So I hope that lesson helps you today to become a better person on this world. Now, when you see Antifa, you see these violent protesters like these Mexicans and the illegals over there in California throwing bricks at the ICE agents' cars and windshields and all this other stuff. Those people should have been shot on the spot. You heard me. They should have been shot on the spot. Violence needs to be stopped with violence sometimes. And so if people want to throw rocks that can actually kill somebody, they will also receive the same punishment right back. And so, yeah, you can call me a tyrant or a dictator, whatever. But anybody that throws a rock, that can be a lethal weapon. Anybody throwing metal poles, that is considered a lethal weapon. Knives, lethal weapon. So if they want to go out there and show that type of violence, freedom of speech, they're going to get what's coming to them. Now, Antifa has been recognized as a terrorist domestic group, and guess what? ICE agents have the permission to knock their ass out. And I agree with that. I voted for this. We need a president that will have the cojones to make this country great again. And I know that he's going to look like the tyrant, like a dictator, because I know from history, Nayib Bukele, the president from El Salvador, a little tiny country, was called a tyrant, a dictator. And now you have good rappers out there that saying, this is my dictator, that freed my people, that put the criminals behind bars, that he's making their country great. And man, there's so many good things that's coming out of it. All the corruption is being squeezed out of the Salvadorian government. People have gone to jail. Corrupted politicians in jail. He is not against opposing politicals, but he is against criminal politicians that are out there oppressing the people. And guess what? President Donald Trump is the same way. Now, you and anybody else that wants to defend Democrats for attacking President Donald Trump, you are lost. I will say anything that President Donald Trump says, FBI, go after these people. I want you to investigate these people. You see, he doesn't say, hey, I want you to go raid their house. No. Go investigate them. I think the President of the United States can tell the FBI and the CIA, I need you to investigate the whole Congress house. All of them. Every single one of them. Democrats and Republicans. Look at their finances. What have they been doing? Audit these mofos. Hold them accountable for all the money that they have lost the American people. Did you know here in Washington State, this dumbass Bob Ferguson, oh boy, he is over here still talking bad about the tariffs from President Donald Trump. And you know what he did with the $9.5 billion in taxes that he just raised? Now we're 100 and something more negative because of the way that they run their government. They keep losing money and they keep blaming Donald Trump for their incompetence. That's something that's got to piss you off, guys. That's got to make you mad. And it just happened to be that they're Democrats. I'm sorry, but that's what they are. You see, I have a lot of hope because I have seen millions of Democrats, American patriots, that were Democrats, and they're saying, you know what, these guys left me. We don't want to be with them no more. And they are now supporting whoever is fighting for the United States of America. And I'm going to tell you, I supported Democrats before. So what? One of my favorite presidents was Ronald Reagan. And I was new in this country, but I love the guy. I like the way he talked. What he said was right. And, you know, it is what it is. Now, we're Americans. We can live whatever we want. It doesn't matter if it's a blue state or a red state. What we expect is justice. We expect whether it's blue or red, it doesn't matter. We expect the government to take care of American citizens, not illegal immigrants. Do you know these guys want a $1.5 trillion more spending on the health care? And it's not for Americans. It's for law-abiding immigrants, they say. They don't say illegal immigrants, but we know that's who they are. And they can never be law-abiding when they break in the law by being in this country illegally. Barack Obama, as much as I don't like him, he went to Congress and he tried to do migration reform. They said no. Okay. President Donald Trump did the same thing. They said no. Okay. But these are the same people today that are defending illegal criminals. There will be millions right now, millions of those migrants with green cards right now, if it wasn't for Congress, if it wasn't for the Democrat congressmen. The presidents have tried to do what they have to do. Congress is a piece of junk. They are the most wasteful department in our government. Every single one of those blue governors, mayors, and all these representatives from the blue side and some from the red side, they are stealing our tax money. They don't know how to run a budget. Look at New York. They are about to elect a man that has never held a job in his life. His father is a Marxist. He claims that publicly that he's a communist. And these people don't care. You know why? Because they are communists themselves. They call themselves Democrats. Why? Because there's a lot of old people that are very loyal to the party. I get it. You know, I hate it when I see old people in protests. You know why? Because they need to be protected. They need to be taken care of. Guys, if you have your grandparents, for Pete's sakes, take care of them. Love them. Find a way to make extra money and help them. Don't go use their money. Don't use their Social Security. Man, come on. Stop putting them in adult home cares. And if you do that, go visit them. Go visit them every weekend, every night if you can. You know, I used to go to, when I was a teenager, I used to go with the church to the silo. It was called Silo something here in Everett. And there was this old lady that she would just come out running, you know, oh my God, hi, how are you? I missed you. And she would come and hug me. And I'm like, who is this lady? How does she know who I am? And I'm thinking, okay, well, she knows that we're here with the church. So, you know, I hugged her right back. And I was like, oh, you know, God loves you. And I love doing that to my grandparents. Every old person that I meet, they're my grandparents, you know, at least the ones that are very older than me, okay? Because I know a lot of you are in your 50s, 60s, 70s. You would not be my grandparent, maybe a big brother or a father at some point. But there is a lot older people that are more fragile and they need to be taken care of. The rules of life, it's you work hard all your life, you have a family, and when you get old, those children are supposed to take care of you. And I don't see that much. So I'm saying this: if you have grandparents, or if you are older like me, how are you, man? If you are old, like half a century old like me, and your parents are elder, bruh, give them love. Bring some gifts to them. Give some flowers. You know, when I used to go visit my grandmother, and I felt so bad about this because I felt like I broke my oath. But not, you know, but again, I was like, 15, 16 years old. I went to go visit her. She was 103 years old when I went to visit her. And, no, sorry, 102. And I saw her, and she was crying. And I said, Grandma, why are you crying? And she didn't want to tell me. And I said, don't worry, I'll come back and visit you, next year. And she says, you're not going to. And I said, no, I promise, I will be here. Now, of course, I was not an adult, but that's still not an excuse, right? I could have begged my mom to send me back to go see my grandma. Well, I didn't go the next year. The following year, when I was planning, and this time I actually had a ticket that I was going to be able to get because I was mowing the lawn. I was making some money, and I was going to buy the ticket to go visit her. And I get a phone call that she had an accident in the bathroom. She slipped, hurt her head, 104 years old. She could not survive. I kid you not, I wailed. I was sobbing for my grandma. I have never cried so bad for anybody in my life but my grandma. And so I tell you that when I see grandparents, you gotta love them, man. You gotta love them. You know, I went there to see my kids' great grandparents. And, I love being able to see them. And I say it that way because they passed already. But I love seeing them. You know, their great grandfather for my kids, the grandpa was half Cherokee. And man, big hands, strong. You know, he was very white skinned like me, right? Very light skinned, but you can see the Cherokee nose. He still has some of the features from the Indians. And I just love it. He was so strong. And his wife was white. I don't know what descendant she comes from, but she was white. But she was a sweet old white lady. And I love them very much. And, they love me. How would I say this? They didn't love me more than their kids. But I think they appreciated me more. Because, see, their kids, even though they were going to inherit hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I was not going to inherit that money, they appreciated that I was there for them, that I would come and visit them often. And they told me that. You know, my son, he doesn't visit me. You know, my other son, yes, he doesn't visit me either. And the only time they call me is when they're fighting each other. And I will sit there and be like, well, Grandpa, that's how it is sometimes, Hey, but I'm here, and I'm going to tell you, your sons love you so much. They tell me, because I talk to them. And I give them these words of encouragement. And, well, I'm sure that they mourned the loss of their father, but it was more important for them to fight for the properties and the money that he left behind his inheritance. And what a damn shame of these people. But, whatever, to each his own. I don't know why I told you that story, but I'm telling you right now, if you have old parents, old grandparents, you got to support them. You got to love them. You got to give them that attention that they once gave to your mom and maybe to you as well as little children, right? So, when I see them, especially on this video from January 6th, I saw this footage, and there's this old lady in there with a smile, and she's wearing her little scarf, because it's cold or whatever. And I'm like, she shouldn't be there. She should not be there. She's innocent. She doesn't know what's about to happen in there. I don't care what anybody says. I have second thoughts about protests. I have never had good experiences with protests. I remember when I joined a protest down in California. This is when Obama was promising immigration reform. They were deporting thousands and thousands of illegal immigrants in California. And I remember that there was an announcement that there was going to be a protest at the main park down in, what city was this? I don't know, somewhere in LA. I can't remember the town. But you know what? I went there, And because there was like 6 people, we don't know who the 6 people were. They were definitely not with us. They started throwing rocks at the police officers. A lot of people got arrested. People reacted, and they just went over there and just destroyed the peaceful protest. And so I've seen that 3 times, and I was like, nope, I can't do that no more. I just can't do it. And so, you know, I am against it 100%. And I was supporting my illegal immigrants. I was supporting the fact that they were not illegal. Let me rephrase that. I was supporting the migrants that were not legal because they were giving permission to stay. Now, a lot of them were from Honduras because of Hurricane Mitch, you know, and etc., right? Their houses were flooded, blah, blah, blah. So they got some asylum here. Some of the kids got some DACA documents, the ACA. And, you know, I was supporting the cause. And we were really hoping that there was going to be an immigration reform. I mean, we heard this on the radio all the time, you know, and we looked forward to it. And then we find out that Congress said no. So I can't tell you that Obama was actually doing immigration reform for Hispanics, but at least he was trying to do immigration reform. And unfortunately, Congress said no. And there's that. So going back to the January 6th setup, I really believe that it was a setup. I need these guys to really release every single video footage because there is no way that they don't have cameras facing the north, the west, and the east of that building. Every area of that building, I'm sure, should have some very good 4K camera, even in the 20s. You know, very high quality video for surveillance. And on top of that, inside the house, inside the building, there was cameras all over the place. And I'm telling you right now, I saw hundreds of people going inside that building, took the tour, took pictures with statues and stuff, and they were coming right back out. And I kept seeing the police inviting them into the building. Where are those videos at? I want to know. I want to know. Ken knows that was a setup. I saw you comment on my short. Let me see what else. What do you guys think about January 6th? Let me read some comments in here. Let me go back up here for a little bit. Let me see. David Vasquez says, let's see. Blah, 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 blah. TK said, the same old parents you talking about are same Trump just cut their Social Security $400 billion. That's a lie. Because what he did for seniors, the Social Security that you're talking about is probably from people that are not supposed to be on it in the first place. Senior Social Security, what they're getting is a no taxes on senior Social Security. And that is a retro bill. And they will get those taxes that were taken away from them this year in 2025 on the next years after they do their taxes. And they will be in place from there on. So until Donald Trump gets out of office, that's going to stay on. Okay? So, but nice try though. 1.3 million took the money and left so far. That doesn't surprise me. Let's see. What else you have? You took a real chance. I did, my friend. I did. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Agus is here. Nobody got their Social Security card except for the people that were illegally scamming in the first place. You know, as much as you people out there want to talk shit about us, saying that we're lying about illegals and people committing fraud with benefits that belong to Americans, there have been a lot of arrests with people from Middle East committing fraud with EBT cards. They're scamming people. They have those fake scanner things that you have seen in the news before. People are using their cash benefits to buy drugs, to get high. And these are the same people that you see on the streets. The government gives them billions of dollars in benefits, Social Security, they give them EBT cards, and then they go and spend that on drugs. And so who is actually getting the money? The drug dealers, the cartels. You guys know this. I don't have to tell you that. There's been multiple arrests. Here, there has been arrest like crazy. In Seattle, Tacoma was the last one that I heard. There was Washingtonian citizens, American citizens that were involved with the cartel. There was Mexican cartels from Sinaloa involved. They took thousands of pounds of illegal drugs on the seizure. Some in Everett. Man, it's all over the place. And I'm telling you, if you guys keep turning a blind eye to this, you are going to lose your country. And I think, and I want to say something, if you see a lot of people that are talking, defending this country, that they're fighting for the American people, I'm going to give you something scary. And this is a fact. Well, almost a fact. 21 million illegal immigrants, I believe, takes the population of 32 to 34 states. Think about that. What does that mean to you? You know, my wife looked at me today. I spent all day today. I was not going to do a live. Matter of fact, I was just about to go play my Destiny 2 game. I was about to play my game. And I've been listening all day long, listening to the news, different reports. I gave you a statement from MSN. I look at CNN. I look at Fox. I like Fox the best, but I look at other news reportings, you know, things that they put for, oh my gosh, even BS stuff that I know is BS. I still read it. I want to see what the logic is. I want to think about it. I want to, criticize it. I want to see why this was, whatever, and you find articles like here, like a Des Moines schools board response after superintendent detained by ICE. Like this guy was, let me read the story for you here. Let's see. This is why it matters, it says. Amid President Donald Trump's mass deportation campaign and growing backlash against ICE, the detention of Des Moines Superintendent Ian Roberts has become a high school profile example of federal crackdown impacting local institutions. Roberts, who oversees the education of about 30,000 students. How can one person do that, by the way? Is a prominent figure in Iowa's capital. According to the Associated Press, citing the district's website, he was born to parents from Guyana and raised in Brooklyn, New York. In a statement on Friday, September 27th, Norris said Roberts represented himself as a U.S. citizen during the hiring process. She added that the independent firm contracted to conduct a background check did not identify any concerns regarding his immigration status. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, said agents stopped Roberts on Friday while he was driving and that he fled on foot into a nearby wooded area before being apprehended with assistance from the Iowa State Patrol. The agency said he was found in possession of a loaded gun, a fixed blade hunting knife, and about $3,000 in cash. Norris said that the district learned from ICE that in May 2024, an immigration judge issued a final removal order for Dr. Roberts. She added, "We were not made aware of that fact, and that's very concerning. I want to be clear. No one here was aware of any citizenship or immigration issues that Dr. Roberts may have been facing," they say. Norris said that the district is cooperating with authorities and reviewing the situation. In this case, Dr. Roberts completed the I-9 employment eligibility verification form and submitted the required documentation, she said. And district records indicate Roberts affirmed he was a U.S. citizen when hired. The Iowa Department of Education issued Roberts a superintendent's license on 2023 after conducting a criminal background check, the district stated. Roberts began serving as Des Moines superintendent on July 1st, 2023, after a national search that included third-party background checks commissioned by the district's search firm and found nothing related to citizenship or immigration matters related to Dr. Roberts. What that means is, like myself, if they were to dig into me, they will know that I was a migrant from Honduras and that I became a naturalized American citizen. So they will have that record that I am actually an American citizen. But with Dr. Roberts, they didn't find anything from that matter. So two things can be true. We must support our interim superintendent and staff as they lead 35,000 students and staff on Monday. Because our collective role is to educate and support our students and their families, Norris said. And we must continue to pursue the facts in this case and understand our school community is still processing this very significant issue. Associate Superintendent Matt Smith has been appointed interim superintendent under the district's leadership succession plan, the school announced. Robert has existing weapon possession charges, stemming from February 5th, 2020. He entered the United States on a student visa in 1999. Robert has existing weapon possession charges, blah, blah, blah. The investigation into how Roberts obtained the handgun is being referred to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive, ATF. The federal law prohibits individuals without legal status in the U.S. from possessing firearms and ammunition. Now, you tell me, how much are we supposed to be supporting our ICE agents? No, I'm not. Never will be. And I would have never considered it. A lot of my friends did. They're dead or in jail. I am not one of those. I am more raised to respect the law, respect my neighbors, and be a good citizen. In this case, when I was in Honduras, and now that I'm here in the United States of America. So let's see, what do we have? What else have you guys been saying since I was ranting with that? Did you guys even listen to the article that I was reading for you? This is a guy, a black man, that seemed to be doing a good deed as a superintendent, overseeing over 30,000 students, right? And then ICE comes and gets him. And then what do people react like when ICE comes in there? Oh my God, these people are horrible. These people are the devil. You hate Americans. You're deporting citizens. Well, he said he was a citizen, but that was a lie. They found out he's actually illegal, has never been a citizen in this country. He was holding a weapon, which is also illegal. But this is what we call them. We call them law-abiding immigrants. How about that? Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, facts don't lie. I don't care about feelings. I care about facts. So, Brian, bro, knock that shit off, man. If you're going to be doing that, bro, I will block you. Say something useful, will you? Stop putting dumb shit in there. That's not what your freedom of speech is for. Defaming somebody is something different. Let me see. 100% support for law enforcement, says Victor. Yep, 100%. Wayne, why did you lie so much, says Vance. I don't know what Wayne is doing. Rico Majigan says, illegal, with exclamation marks. Respect American laws. 100%, Ken. I'm with you, brother. Let's see. Facts don't like your feelings. I'm not lying, says Wayne. I saw that today. Dude had an illegal gun charge in 2021 as well. Oh, wow. Wayne might be on a boat. Pam says she is for ICE. And Pam, is that your real picture or is that some fictional character? If that is your real picture, you are to be protected as a grandmother, I think. No disrespect, no mean to offend, but that's just where my heart is. I love my elder sisters, brothers. In this case, you could be a mother to me or a grandmother. But much love to you. God bless you. I really wish that. Oh, look at that. No kids. Would you like to adopt a 50-year-old one? I behave. Oh man, let's see. Sorry again, had to rehearse. Thank you, Trinity. I do appreciate it. And yeah, I'm going to tell whoever I need to. I'm not being quiet anymore. Amber, that is exactly the same feelings that I have. And my wife was very reluctant to allow me to do this. Not that she has a choice, but she has supported me with it. It's, I'm sick and tired of not being able to say anything to protect this country. And I'm glad that I started, because now I get to see you guys' reactions and your comments. And I see how many people are still trying to destroy our country. They just don't care about our country. So, we need to stand up and pick up where people have been left off. And I'm talking about patriots that are no longer with us. We need to pick up the flag and continue moving forward, trying to make this country great again. I'm going to tell you something. Before peace, before you see the beautiful sunshine again, the storm is going to get worse. And we are in the middle of a storm. But when that storm is finished, we will rise victorious. And we're going to enjoy that sunlight. I really believe that. Thank you, Vance. Love you too, Brad. Good for you, Pam. I'm glad that you love this country, and this country should love you right back. Trans lives are human lives, yes, Ryan, but they are living in a lie, and you should tell them the truth. Men cannot be women, and women cannot be men. Simple as that. There's only two genders, my friend, and you cannot make up a gender for you. Let's see. Support ICE, respect the laws. Yes, yes, yes. Ryan, I guess Ryan is a trans. Well, we still love you, man, but you know, you got some problems up there. And by the looks of, maybe downstairs as well. Oh, that's horrible. I apologize about that. That's not right. I apologize about that. How do we stop humus in Michigan? Hummus or I don't know. Hummus or humus? Hummus, I think is what it is. God bless, brothers. First, look on the mirror, Wayne. Well, maybe I don't know what you guys are talking about. Let's see. Russia is already great, says our Russian brother in here. I don't know about that. I think that you have a tyrant and a dictator for a president. There were some things that I used to like about President Putin from Russia, and that was he didn't coward to stand up against the corrupted government that he was facing and told them the truth to their face. The problem is that for some reason, when people are in power for too long, they change and they become crazy, and they don't really fight for the people no more. Now they just fight for power. And the last thing that I heard was that the incident that happened in China, right? You guys remember that live mic moment where they were talking about some experiments with children's parts and that they were going to be able to live forever? It's not going to happen. But that is the communication that they had, and that is crazy, my friend. A person that thinks that is not thinking about being the best president for their country. Let me tell you that right now. And speaking of the best president for their country, we sure have the best president for our country. And the difference between us and Poland, it's not the president. It's that here in the United States of America, we have too many people that don't want to be respectful or loving. They don't care about authority. They're too rebellious. They're irresponsible. And they just don't care about what happens to this country. See, they are happy to live in a dirty city. They don't care there's fetuses on the feces. I'm sorry, not fetuses. I apologize. Any fetuses on the streets, poop all over the place. They don't care. They don't care that they have all these tents with a bad hygiene and drug users and, you know, prostitution on these dirty, you know, homeless tents. They don't care about that stuff. They think, oh, you know, everybody deserves to live. And no. They deserve to have a better place to recuperate. They need to be encouraged to be better people. If there's a mental problem, they need to be taken care of with a mental institution. It's as simple as that. I don't believe on giving people free drugs so that they stop doing drugs. That's never going to stop them. You need to put them in an isolation room and just let them know they got the support, but they are not getting drugs. You know, and I've seen some of the movies on how they show how hard it is for the struggle. But as on a real personal life, I have seen an alcoholic struggle with alcohol issues. And it's not pretty. They shiver, you know, they become very sick. And I mean, this thing can kill them. So, you know, when people are sober, you know, then they should be encouraged to keep living a sober life and just never drink again, because that has been a problem for them. Now, for any people that don't have an issue drinking a beer or whatnot, I'm okay with that. But if it's something that's going to cause you to fight somebody or is bad for your blood, just don't do it. Just give it up. You'll be a lot happier that way. Let's see. How do we stop the terrorist people in Michigan? We got to keep supporting President Trump. We got to keep supporting them. We got to keep supporting our National Guard. We got to keep supporting our Marines. They have to get involved. And I'm telling you right now, if it wasn't for the crime that we see with our own eyes, then I would be against it, right? Like Martin Luther King, right? One of the excuses that the mayor of Chicago uses, oh, Martin Luther King said the military was evil, blah, blah, blah. Okay, listen, man, listen. You have no control over crime in your city. You're an ignorant fool sitting as a mayor of Chicago. That's not what Martin Luther King was talking about. He was talking about because people were rising in peaceful protests. He was not trying to defend criminals. He did not have to live through a time where the National Guard was there to protect everybody. They were there to protect a certain group of people. And that is not right. So I agree to a certain extent. But for today, because we are trying, oh God, if we didn't have a 21 million illegal immigrants coming to this country unchecked, I guess I will probably stand against it. But unfortunately, that happened. And we cannot wish it away. It has to be taken care of. And unfortunately, illegal immigration does not help get rid of crime. And that is just where I am at with that. Amber, thank you, my man Dennis. You are right. Thank you, man. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate those words. I'm just trying to make sense of things, and I hope that every time I come live, because we talk about redundant stuff all the time, because new people keep coming in and they keep asking certain questions, right? Like G1 doesn't know that we don't have Epstein files on here. He's on the wrong channel. Oh man. All right, here we go. Anthony says, you're welcome. Okay, Wayne, here we go. Wayne says, you are so wrong. Go ahead and give me some knowledge here, brother. Give it to me. Dennis' wife must be so proud of him. Great man. You hear that? You should be proud, babe. My wife says thank you, and she is. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. He says that I'm so wrong, and I want to know why. Wayne, are you talking about Reagan? I didn't say he was a Democrat. I said I supported Democrats, but I also supported Ronald Reagan. I think that's what I said. I know Reagan was a Republican, and then Clinton was a Democrat, and yeah. George Bush as well, I think. Yeah, I didn't like anybody else. I think he was the... I just said that again, that he is a Republican. And Trinity corrected it. That's why I didn't say anything about it. So if it sounded like I said he was Democrat, that's not what I meant. I meant that I have always supported Democrats, but I supported Ronald Reagan. I really liked him. Marcus says, where is your hat? I do have it. Guys, I had to, my wife wanted me to brush my hair. Babe, they're asking for the hat. Huh? They're asking me for the hat. No, don't worry about the hat. Hey, listen, this hair is going to fall off eventually. Might as well show off the little bit that I have left of time with it. Cheery, very mature of you. Okay, I don't know if that was for me. Let's see, they're all criminals. Oh, the wife brings me the Honduras hat, so you guys know that I don't hate my country of birth. I love my country. As a matter of fact, last night we had a black gentleman. His name was Roll, and Roll is also Honduran. Here's a funny story, and I don't recommend anybody do this if you work in a call center. Okay. Van says, Dennis, I want you to know you bring me great peace. Aw, God is speaking through you. Thank you, Vance. Man, well, God is speaking through you right now, my friend, because that is exactly what I ask for people. People that if I am doing something for them, it's great. But what I always ask is for prayer so that I can continue to keep, strengthening myself. Let's see. I don't like Taylor Swift. I barely know who she is. But I know that she's nothing that I want to be looking into. Reagan was the last Republican in office. Wow, really? Oh, yeah, that's true. Yep. You know why? You know why Reagan was the last Republican? Because he's just like Trump, except Trump used to be a Democrat. So funny how that works out. So Trump had to be like Ronald Reagan, and in order for him to fulfill the prophecy, I'm just joking about that. In order for him to fulfill the prophecy of the Republicans, he went from a Democrat party to a Republican party. And that's how he fulfilled his destiny. That's probably a bad joke. I apologize about that. That's crazy. Crazy talk, crazy talk. Listen to Cruel Summer. What about the left in May 29, 2020? What about it? What happened? What happened on the 29th of the 2020? Let's see. Keep Talking Senses, Ida. Thank you, Ida. Or Ida. Let's see. Trinity, please do a simmer. Christians don't think it's a joke, bud. No, that's a joke. We don't have those kind of prophecies in the Bible. That was just a joke. Let's see. Amber, you can't even admit you lied. Wayne, stop checking people, man. Ask questions to me. Ask me questions. Let's see. The Vakiv Donnie is their Messiah? I don't know. What do you mean there? I'm a Christian myself. What gives you the impression or makes you think that anyone is interested in any of your opinions or monotone voice? Stu. I don't know, man. I ask myself that same question. I don't know. But here we are. And so are you, my friend. And so are you. Reagan wasn't a 34-count felon. And no, he wasn't like Trump. Kevin, that is a good point. But hey, listen. I'm going to say something to you. Now, this will blow your mind. Okay? Hitler had a dog. Does that make you Hitler? No, it doesn't. So I think if you try to be politically correct, you will never understand the way we think. I don't mean that he does and he wipes the same way that Ronald Reagan used to wipe his ass. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about he was the same personality with his wife as President Trump was, or vice versa. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, and I think I made that point, is the way he talks. He is very direct, and he is nobody's little biatch. That's what I'm talking about. Ronald Reagan was a tough mofo, and he always said what was on his mind, and he always spoke to defend this country, love the flag, love the American people, and love the United States of America, and so does Trump. Now, whatever they do with their life, I can care less. I don't care what you do with your life, but if you love and respect the United States of America, you are like me. Get it? Now, you can be an adulterer, and you can be doing all this other crazy stuff out there, but if you love America and you respect Americans, you are like me. And that's where I'm at with that. Abel says he's moving back to Mexico. Brother, I wish you the best, and I think that you can do great things back in Mexico, my friend. Love to see you succeed over there. And tell us, come back and tell us the story of how it went. Support you 100%. And if you are here legally, you know, there's no need, right? Help this country, and then you can still help your family in Mexico. As long as you're legal, it doesn't matter, buddy. You can work as hard as you want, and you can sacrifice some of that money, send back to your family. We just can support that with illegal immigration, okay? That's where I'm at with that. Let's see. Yes, a crime I can do time for. Yes, a crime that you can do time for, which what President Donald Trump did was fake crimes. I don't consider that to be a crime. You remember when Hillary Clinton tried to make him look bad, and she mentioned that, oh, well, you know, Donald Trump, he went bankrupt when he was like, what'd she say, $900 million in debt, and she used the system. Isn't that true? And he goes, yes, it's true. I use it because it's there to use. It's for the American people. Her friends use it. They're millionaires. They use it all the time. And they give her money all the time. So what? You had a chance to change it, but you didn't because all your friends are using the same system that I used, said President Donald Trump. Now what? If he was a true felon, believe me, he will not be out of jail right now. Riddle me this. The Democrats, specifically Hillary, Obama, Shifty Shift, just to name a few. Let's throw in Commie. They lied, they fabricated a bunch of lies about the Russia collusion, and they told us that that was the truth. President Donald Trump offered the National Guard to Pelosi for January 6th. Like Peter, she denied it 3 times. She even said herself on the video, it was my fault. And yes, it was. Here's the other thing. The crowd, the incitement in the crowd may not have been made by Pelosi, but it was definitely a setup. And that's 100%. I guarantee you that. The same the same chanting, you can hear it in some of these clips that you hear. They're using the word fascist and Nazi in there. And they're covered just like Antifa. They don't care about the other Americans that are there. They said, yeah, the police was shoving people in there, and we saw people throwing sticks, metal sticks at the police, almost hitting the other Trump supporters. There was people that will go up and they will chant and incite the riot, and then they will take off. Why do you think that is? Why would somebody come in there and start chanting riot, riot, this and that, and then when they see everything is happening, they are the ones that take off? Because they don't want to get caught with the rest of the people, because then they would have found out that these are fake Trump supporters. Let's not forget that one big mouth that got pardoned by President Donald Trump, because he pardoned everybody that was put in jail from January 6th, right? You remember that? That one person that was actually a Democrat pretending to be a Trump supporter? She got pardoned, and she says, I don't need his pardon. She spilled the beans. She knew that she was not a Trump supporter, and yet she was there, and she went to jail, and she didn't say anything because her loyalty to her cause is important to her. That's how much they hate this guy. And they didn't care how many people were hurt, how many innocent Americans got hurt, as long as Donald Trump looked like the bad, evil, orange man, Mr. Cheeto. Guara. Then this guy that Tony Montana accent. Nah, that's the Cuban accent. I don't have a Cuban accent. When we hear you lying, we get it. The facts is the Capitol was closed. Now, I am going to give you a link. Give me a second. And I want you to look. You can fast forward, blah, blah, blah. Just look at this video. Not this one. Let me see this one. I think it's this one. Give me one sec. Never seen before footage, January 6th. Yep, Los Angeles time. I'm going to give you this clip. It's not as good as the other one that I've seen earlier, but this is one of them. And I'm going to give it to you so you can see it for yourself. I want you to look. This guy, just to give you some background, he is a photographer, I believe, for the LA Times. And he has his GoPro, so he's recording where he's walking, okay? And he's taking pictures, okay, with his camera. Well, he moves from area to area. And now he finds that the area on the West Wing, I think it was, it was becoming to be a little bit too violent. So he went around to the actual main entrance. This is where people were going in and out, okay? Now, they started doing some crazy stuff inside. And some people took what do you call that shield, right? They took it away from one of the police officers inside, and then they used that shield to go to the other side, and they broke the windows in. And I agree, that's unacceptable. And any American, I don't care what party, if you fell into that trap, I am sorry, but you were wrong. With that being said, I want you to watch this clip when you get a chance. In this clip, you're going to see how he goes inside the building, looks around, it was open. They were waving people in, my friend. I don't know which crack you're smoking right now, but it was open. The part that was closed was the west wing, and they were able to come in through the front. The west wing was closed because they were doing construction in the building, okay? So you got to watch that. They were doing construction in the building, so this photographer went around the main entrance, right to the middle, and was able to slowly go through the crowd, and then got inside the building, went upstairs, etc. A lot of people were coming in there with smiles, and they were going in. Now, there is this one lady, and I can tell she's a female, but she has the helmet with the shield and the armor. You know, it looks like an armor, like the same as the SWAT or the police officers, right, with the riot shields. And she's laughing and smiling and telling people to come in. Now, there was some people in there that were a little bit fishy and suspicious, but there was a lot of people in there, and believe me, if there was areas where they were violent, it wasn't everybody in that building. The point is, all that could have been avoided if they would have listened to President Donald J. Trump. George Correa, I've seen you here before. You have nothing positive to say. Don't waste your voice. But Tony, Sosa was there, Mang? I don't know what that means. Wayne, two things can happen. Yes, they can. We all saw it. Wayne doesn't take no for an answer. It's okay, Amanda. I gave you that clip. I'm going to go ahead and spam it again. And we're going to give them some views because, you know, I think it was like maybe 18 minutes. I can't remember how long it was. Let me check. The video was, well, it's almost a half hour. But when you get a chance, you guys can watch it, okay? And then you can talk about it. Now, I want you to look really close. So when I watch this video, I don't sit here and go, oh, let me watch. No. I am watching to see what I can see. Meaning, I am looking at all the people. What are they wearing? What are they saying? Why are they doing that? Why are they doing this? And you will pay attention to it, and you will see that once in a while you hear somebody, stop doing that shit. That's not what we do. And you will see that it's not all of them. And then you'll see some ladies talking to the police and telling them, we love you, we care about you, we are not the ones doing this violence. And you gotta watch the video and pay attention. I took photos of this clip, I paused it, I rewind it, I forward it, I slow-motion, I did all kinds of stuff to look into this one video. It took me 2 hours to watch a 30-minute video. So, there you have it. If you don't want to put in the work, shut your mouth. Patriot animals, I feel bad for that church that got burned down and people were killed. Nope. Which church? Are you talking about the Mormon church? Because there was only 2 people that died. Well, not only, but 2 people died. I think that's the one that I saw earlier. But I was looking into January 6th because I cannot do all this stuff at once. Okay. No, that's crazy. Sorry, man. Yeah. Oh, in Michigan. Yeah. So it is 5. Yeah, they were saying 2 people, and so when they said it was like 5 to 8 people, they said they were lying. And then I watched it again, and the last one that I saw was 2 people. So, man, that's sad to hear. But you know what? It's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is very scary times, people. I don't care if you're a Republican and you think you're the best party. I don't care if you're a Democrat and you think that's the best party. That is not the way you fight for this country. The best way that you fight for this country is being an American patriot, taking care of each other. We don't want another civil war. We definitely cannot afford to lose our freedom in this country. You guys don't listen. You guys don't pay attention. China and Russia and other enemies that we have are waiting for the United States of America to fail, to implode in itself. And we can say, you know what, whatever. Maybe that's the way you learn. But in the process, our children are also going to suffer for the stupidity that you guys are committing today. So I hope that you guys will think twice about what you're supporting, about what you're doing, because the problem, it's real. The danger, it's real. And if you care about your families, if you have kids and you care about them, you would be worried right now. It's not that we are the toughest or that we are the chickens. It's not about any type of human ego. I'm going to tell you right now. I really, really believe that Jesus is coming soon. Now, if you are not alive when that happens, I will share this with you. I want you to look up, when you get a chance, if you want to hear it. I think that's how you spell it in English. First Thessalonians 4:17. Even if you're not religious, I want you to read that scripture. As a matter of fact, let me give me a second. Let me look it up. I know I normally look it up on the computer, but I want to read it from my Bible. Ephesians, Colossians, Thessalonians. Okay. Let's see. Oh my goodness. That's all small letters. Give sec. I'm going to have to put my old man's eyes on because I really want to read it from the Bible. I want to make sure I got the right one. This one says in English, this is from a New International Version, okay? It says, believers who have died. Brothers and sisters, we do not want you to be uninformed about those who sleep in death, so that you do not grieve like the rest of mankind, who have no hope. For we believe that Jesus died and rose again. Sorry, I got a hair on my... For we believe that Jesus died and rose again, and so we believe that God will bring with Jesus those who have fallen asleep in him. According to the Lord's word, we tell you that we who are still alive, who are left until the coming of the Lord, will certainly not precede those who have fallen asleep, meaning that you will not be dead when he comes back. For the Lord himself will come down from heaven with a loud command, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet call of God. And he and the dead in Christ will rise first. After that, we who are still alive and are left will be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so we will be with the Lord forever. Therefore, encourage one another with these words. And this is why I'm always saying that if you are a Christian, we are all sinners. And we are supposed to live a life always fighting against ourselves. not against each other, against ourselves, meaning the flesh. And I hope that makes sense. So I will tell you right now, I think he's coming back very soon. I don't know when. Again, we might not be alive when that happens. Maybe our children will have to go through it. So we need to make sure that we teach our children that as well, so that they are also ready. Now, for those of you who think that you're going to be in heaven and you're going to see your last three ex-husbands that you have, widowed from, that's not going to happen. You're not going to have that recollection. In order for you to have no pain, you're not going to remember a lot of stuff, I'm sure. And so we're not going to go up there and be like, oh yeah, you were my wife back on earth. That's not going to happen. I don't believe that's going to happen. It's going to be a whole different thing. Remember that angels have no gender, for they are not flesh, they're spirits. And therefore we will be transformed from flesh into spirits, meaning, you guessed it, angels. And he's coming back for his people, he says. Not just some piece of clay, not just some piece of meat bag that, that we think we are. He's coming for his people, his brothers, his angels. That's who he's coming for. And I mean, you might, have a little different belief or, translation for those scriptures. But that's exactly how I translate it. And that's what I believe by reading the Bible from the front to back to front, many, many times. I never believe on memorizing scriptures because I feel like too many preachers or people out there, especially the devil, likes to use specific scriptures to oppress and command people to do their will, not God's will. And so I got to be really careful with that kind of stuff, okay? So, yes, I wanted to get on here and share with you that January 6th was a setup. I know I go around all different spots, but that's because you guys have different questions and are forcing me to go that way. I want to take a time to say, guys, thank you so much for the likes, for the subscribes, and for those of you who are becoming members. I'm going to be sharing out some of the photos that I'm telling you about these clips. And I am also going to put together, sometime this week, I'm going to put together some clips that I recorded when I was in Honduras. And so that you guys can see where I come from and what area I actually grew up in. It's a lot different today. Everything is paved. Things have changed. But every time that I am there, I still see it and remember it since I was a kid. And nothing has changed in my mind. I miss all those good times. Let me see. Let me go ahead and get a couple of questions from you guys. Thank you, Amanda. Let's see. Anthony says, Wayne, actually, I'm not religious. Laugh out loud. That must be your staggering intellect that makes you. Oh, Wayne, why are you getting in trouble with people? Hi, Candace. How are you? Let's see. Heath. Oh, hey, Heath. What's going on, brother? I didn't even see you in here, man. I'm trying to pay attention to what I'm saying. Welcome, Heath. And Cool Cat says, you're welcome, brother. You are very welcome. God bless you, Dennis, and your family. Thank you, Sahala. And thank you. You do much for everything. Thank you do much for everything. Heath Woods. Dennis wants to let them fly unless they're spamming or threatening. Yeah, because there's nothing wrong really with their a little bit of insults here and there. That's fine. When you see a bunch of wording and it doesn't let anybody else talk, I have a problem with that. Okay, so no, I am not, dude. If I remember correctly, I don't think I ever really became a fan of Carlos Mencia, to be honest. I don't know. There was just, I don't know. Maybe he is funny, or maybe he's just as bad as I am at comedy. We're horrible at comedy. But there's this one guy that people keep saying that I remind them of. He also has an underbite like I do. But he's Mexican. I'm from Honduras. And I actually like that guy. And what's crazy is that sometimes I feel like I do kind of sound like him a little bit. It doesn't offend me. It's, whatever. We all have different looks or whatever. But let's see. Wayne's not a Christian. Maybe not. Let's see. I bet when he's never even read the Bible. I don't know what that means. You think I never read the Bible? Is that what you're saying? Wayne says, Musk, you have nothing better to do. Nah, man, this is the best thing they can do today is come in here and talk with us. You still joke, says Drew Thomas. I share jokes. I don't know. Sometimes I make stuff up and it comes out okay, but I'm not a comedian. I just think life sometimes can be funny. Paul Rodriguez, I think so, Miguel. Oh, Miguel is here. Dude, where have you got? I haven't even seen your names in here. Oh, man. I was not going to go live today. My wife said, don't go live. Just, you know what, play your game. Make some time for yourself. And I will do that after this. And tomorrow I got to go to work. Last couple of days from my job. And then I'm going to be on this 100% for you guys. Hopefully everything comes out good. Let's see. Anthony says maybe Democrats can pin their hopes on their great Greek philosopher, AOC. Oh my gosh, these people are doomed. We are doomed because they are Americans. Man, we got to put up with these things. Let's see. That's why I love your accent, says Paul. What was his name again? Let me see. I'm sorry. Paul Rodriguez. Let me see if that's the guy. Let me see. I think that's the one. Yeah, Paul Rodriguez. Yeah, that's the guy. I like him. Now him, I like, and I think he was one of the Latin kings of comedy. Yes, I think he was. Let me see. He's from Culiacan, Sinaloa. Oh, Sinaloa, bro. That's not good. To Mexican agricultural ranchers. His family migrated to Compton, California, where Rodriguez enlisted in the United States Air Force. What? He was stationed in Iceland and in Duluth, Minnesota. Rodriguez was first assigned to Lackland AFB after completing training at Shepherd's AFB, both in Texas. A1C Rodriguez worked in a communications center as a 29130, I don't know what that means, and had a top secret security clearance. Look at that, I didn't even know. Wow. The difference is he was born way before me. Hey, Miguel, he's pretty close to some of the people we know. 1955, man. Yeah, I like that guy. Is he still alive? Let's see. Yep, he's still alive. He's 70 years old. Yep, still alive, present, active, blah blah blah. Yeah, we have the same the same underbite, the chin slight movement there. That's funny that people said. I was like, who is that? And then I looked and I was like, yeah, I think sometimes I talk like him sometimes. Heath, say it ain't so, bro. Say it ain't so. Cowboys. Oh man, I can't believe I gotta like this comment. I'm just kidding. Luis Montalvo says your forehead dentist should have a security clearance. Oh man, you were right about that, my friend. I do have a big forehead. It's always been the trademark in my life, except now it's getting bigger. For all Hispanics, here's a joke for you. Okay, sorry guys, it doesn't translate the same way in English. Okay, this is just for Hispanics. My cousin told me that every day I became like gasoline. She said, cada día tienes más cara. And I agree. That's I know you guys know what that means. All right. That's just for Hispanics. So just an ugly ass translation of that joke. Okay. Look at it as this way. Expensive translates into expensive translates into face. And so my cousin says that every day I am more like gasoline, more expensive, meaning more face, because the forehead is big. It sounds funny in Spanish. Let's see, what do we got? Let's see. It pays to be a little arrogant in the face of such ignorance, Vince. It's all good, brother. Don't worry about it. I will take that joke. I think it's pretty obvious. It's good to call. No worries. Does not offend me, my friend. You're good. You can make that joke. Colvin says I didn't get the joke. Sorry, bro. I'm telling you, it only makes sense in Spanish. I tried. The keeper, all I hear is immaturity and bratty attitude. Vance, be nice. Have mercy on his soul. All right, then he says, okay, so Amber says, yes. Do you know what I can do with the bones of a martyr saint? Vance, that could be funny as hell. I don't get it, Amber. Yeah, now we're even. Go Cowboys, man. Absolutely, Heath. I'm just giving you crap. You know that I am a Seahawks fan. Well, not a fan, but that's the team in my city here, so I got to support it. Don't worry, guys. Next time I'll have my hat on, so you guys don't have to worry about the big face. I will say this. The camera does make it look like it's bigger than what it really is. I don't think it's that big in person. Even though all the pictures that I take look the same, I don't believe it. I think the camera kind of messes something up in there. Let's see. Wayne says, Dennis, you never answered. Did the January 6 rioters commit a breaking and entering? Yeah, they did. They did. And I don't know if innocent people got caught up in it. Regardless of what it was, I don't excuse the behavior, as I said. I think that some people get caught up on the adrenaline. Some people think, oh, this is the right thing to do. Whatever the excuse is, there is no really excuse for it. And sorry, bro, there's a lot of shit going on. And I don't think, I really believe they should be pardoned, but only for this reason, bro. I believe they were set up. I don't know who broke in through the window, but I can tell you there was hundreds of people already inside that were waved in. There was no need for anybody to break any windows to get in through. I can guarantee that 100%, my friend. So, yeah, I don't excuse it. I am sorry, but those people, they messed up. They got led the wrong way, and unfortunately, just as I believe on Christian salvations, if your pastor in the church is leading you astray and is leading you to a path of hell, if you don't read the Bible, that's your fault. And so I have the same sort of philosophy, not a philosophy, but sort of thought about this. If people are doing the bad things and I join them, I am guilty. Whether I believe that's right or not is irrelevant. The fact that I followed in something that was illegal, I should pay the price for that. So, and this is why most people don't understand this. But when I tell you that I read the Bible, and I've read this Bible over and over, I never memorized scriptures. I can look them up now, thank goodness. The technology is there that I can put a story and it will tell me a scripture where it's at. Okay? So I know that you can think that's the lazy way to do it, but you see, when I decided to study the Bible, I asked God, I prayed, and I said, I don't want to memorize scripture, but I want you to engrave your word in my mind and my heart. And so you see, the way that I think about life, it's in the Bible, it's biblical. All the parables, I put that into practice in my life, subconsciously, but they align with Bible teaching. Just as I just gave you that one example. The people that followed, even though it was a trap, even though it was a setup, they are responsible for following and falling into that setup. What I ask for is accountability. Now, those people went to jail, they paid the price, I believe it. They have been pardoned. I want to see the people guilty for that setup be held accountable for. I want Pelosi in jail. I want Schumer in jail. I want Shifty Schiff in jail. Maybe Pocahontas. I want to see Newscom in jail. Mayor Boss in jail. A lot of Democrats in jail. I want to see Bob Ferguson in jail. I want to see the whole Democratic government here in Washington State in jail for stealing billions of dollars from Washingtonians. There's a lot of people I want to see in jail, but that's not my call. But I would like to see it. I would like justice to be served. And I'm going to end on this. I support 100% what President Donald Trump says and does. Will he be incorrect sometimes? Sure. Nobody's perfect. We all say stupid shit sometimes. But what he said about the 274 FBI agents that were there, he said during. You can correct them and say, nope, they were not there. But there was 26 doing their own thing. What were they doing is what I want to know. And with that being said, guys, thank you again for your likes. I think that we are close to 6,700 subscribers. Omar, that information is for you. I show my wife the smartwatch that I already have in the cart, ready to go. So when we have that, I will go ahead and ask you for the address and it will be shipped straight to your house, okay? And I know that you're gonna love it. So guys, thank you again for your support. Let me go ahead and close in prayer so that we can all have a good night and start a new week. Father, we want to thank you, Lord, for all the things that we have seen today and the freedom that we get to breathe in every single day. Father, we acknowledge that you are the God, the Almighty, omnipotent, omnipresent. You are the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, in whom I put my trust. And Father, we pray to you that you continue to heal our nation, that you continue to heal and educate our young ones who will be the leaders of tomorrow. Father, that they know that the bad things that they are doing today, Lord, there is nothing that will benefit any of them or any of our children. Father, we ask that your wisdom be placed upon them. Let them have an experience that will give them an excuse to look for you, Lord. Help their spirits fight harder to have that communication with you. I ask the Holy Spirit to come and have mercy and talk to them, show themselves, reveal himself to them so that they can see that you are real. I know your word says that they will ask for signs and none will be given to them, but we're not asking them to see something. We're asking you, Lord, that you please have mercy on them and that you give them a little bit of enlightenment, just enough to spark their spirit to come seek for you. And then they may also grow a relationship between you and them, just as me and my brothers and sisters here are searching to have. We're seeking every day to keep having that relationship between you and us, Lord. We praise you, we glorify you, we exalt you. Father, we pray that you bring peace over Israel, that you bless the people, that you protect them, that the world sees that they are innocent in these wars that 7 different countries are putting against them and evil groups that keep attacking them. Father, give them the wisdom that they need to have. We believe that you have given them the wisdom so far to defend themselves. But Lord, I pray for the United States of America to continue being best friends with Israel. Father, bless the United States of America. Bless our country so that we can still be able to help other countries around the world, Lord, as we have been known to do throughout history. Father, thank you for your love. We ask you that you forgive us, Lord, for our sins, that you lead us not into temptation. We prayed in the name of Jesus Christ, and we give all the glory and all the honor and everything that is good in our life and in our heart to you. Amen. If you pray that with me, I thank you so much, and I encourage you to please pray for me every day. If you can have some time in your schedule to pray for me, I really appreciate it. Pat, thank you so much. I see you. God bless every single one of you. God bless you your families, and God bless the USA. I will see you guys tomorrow. If I don't see you at 5:30 or 5:45 in the morning, remember Wednesday will be my last day at work, and so Thursday we're gonna go ahead and start our schedule. And I'm hoping to be here live at 7 a.m. If it's a little bit more, it's because I have to wait for my kid's bus to get here. But I will be doing lives at 7 to 9 approximately, or until whenever. And then we'll continue doing our 5 to 7 every night. Today I started a little bit late, so we go over a little bit. Guys, thank you so much for your love. My love to you as well. You guys have a good night. See you soon.